Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to Adrenaline Rush episode 2, where I give you an overview of Adrena's ongoing trading competition, Preseason Awakening. Look, guys, I'm super happy to be here. The market has been on an absolute tear ever since the election, man. To say that the market is excited to see Trump as president is an understatement. So much bullish news coming out about potential U.S. getting Bitcoin reserves, like just even Solana breaking an all-time high. That's probably even more important to me than the news about Bitcoin reserves, just because, after being through the bear, sticking around Solana, the faith in the chain was kind of rewarded since then. So let's just jump right into it, guys. Let's take a look at these charts. And, in a kind of up-only environment, it's probably no better time for trading. But with trading on leverage, even in the up-only environment, this stuff can get super risky, man. So let's check out Sol first. Again, let's look at November 5th when the elections took place. Boom, just from 155 straight up, like $100 increase. It's absolutely insane. We broke all-time highs yesterday by like $1. Hey, I'll take the dubs where we can get them. So I am not complaining there. Also, let's take a quick look at BTC, see how, Bonk's been on an absolute tear as well. Just the whole market has been just kind of in this upward trend ever since the Trump election. I do think eventually we're going to start ranging a bit here, probably going to the holiday season when trading dies down. But I would think right after Trump gets into office, we're going to start seeing that uptick in the market again, especially when we start getting information on who's the new SEC chair, and then probably some more crypto-friendly regulation that'll actually start getting implemented. Even events such as Ross getting out of jail, I think will be potential bullish catalyst. And last but not least, let's just check out BTC. Look at this. November 5th, just up only from, I think, around 67K to hit 99. Haven't broke that magic 100 mark, but I'm sure we'll get there. I think the most dangerous thing, like even though the market's trending up, depending on the amount of leverage you're using, can really impact an individual's ability to get liquidated in that. And when we jump into the competition overview, we're going to see that people actually manage to get liquidated in this environment. But hey, man, I guess that's just one of the things that happens when you're trading on high leverage. Unfortunately, I will not be joined by my co-host, the one and only Shake, the man who is constantly locked in, because he is on the road today. So we'll catch him next week. Maybe, Thanksgiving time frame. Everything gets busy around that time. Anyway, let's jump into the competition page. This week's going to be a quick one. Nothing too crazy to report. Got some minor shifts in movement within top 3 in Leviathan category that we'll go over. But before we discuss that, let's hop into the weekly rewards. If you don't know, weekly rewards are given out at the end of every week based on certain categories. One of the first categories is for top liquidations. The individual who has the trader with the highest liquidation amount for the week gets 10,000 ADX. I think about that. This price around ADX is 13 cents. So 10,000, I think it's about $3,000. Hold on, let me check, make sure my math's not off. Times 0.31. Yeah, no, it's about $1,300. Hey, it's not a ton of money, but guess what? It's better to get something for highest liquidation. So the last week's highest liquidation was $42,000. And that was Bankless Sisters. Let's check out that liquidation position. Also, if you want to follow along, all of this information is on the monitoring page of Adrena. I will put, after the stream, I'll put the link to the page in the description box, and you guys can check it out if you want to. Page is extremely detailed, tells you exactly when they open up their position, what price they open their position, the leverage they've opened it up, the fees. The devs are actually cracked on this. So this it allows you to be able to go in and see exactly where individuals were able to make their profit at. So right here, they longed, when was this? November 11th on 219 and got liquidated at 207. Even though and I think this is a clear example of even though the market is an upward trend, it's still super important to be careful with your leverage. And again, obviously this guy lost 42,000. It's not the end of the world for him. They made 47,000 on a couple trades later. So that individual is doing well. As far as the leverage monster, Sigma was the one that won leverage for last week. This individual, Sigma, what did he open up at? He had 20,000. He made 14,000 on the long, and it has to be on 100x. So just because this is one of the criteria for the leverage monster titles, highest P&L on 100x leverage without increasing your collateral. So let's check out his trade where he made that trade at 14,000. Been taking some L's recently, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. 14,000. Here it is. Oh, no, just missed it. Boom, this trade right here. It was November 16th. Opened up 100x long at 229, sold at 223. Or sorry, 233. That's not a huge movement, but when you're trading on 100x leverage, those type of movements really pay off clearly. And the final two categories of weekly prizes are for fee raffle of each $50 paid gives you an entry, and the winners picked at the end of every week. If you want to find out who won the fee raffle and the soul volume raffle for last week, go ahead and head over to Adrena's Discord. And I made a quick video for full transparency on how the winners are picked. And those individuals are awarded 10K and 30K for the soul volume raffle. And to qualify for that one again, you need to have 100K in soul volume. Only soul. It can't be 100K volume total. It must be for soul. And each 100K volume trade, it gives you an entry. And this is a nice juicy reward, man. $3,000 for if you won that raffle. It's pretty decent, man. I mean, I like $3,000 for using a platform I was using for anyway. But as always, if you guys have any questions about the weekly rewards, platform or anything, go ahead, drop it in the chat or join the Discord and you can get help out there. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this competition. Last week, we were talking up Joe McCann, big time. And Joe was in first place, and, I'm still pretty bullish that he'll win this competition, in my opinion. Right now, Joe has dropped down to third place, but it's all right. Let's see. Lord Ligma has moved up to first place from fourth last week. Lord Lakeland has been, pretty trading out of his mind. Like he's at 2x ahead of Joe, but about a little over 2x ahead of Joe. However, but when you're trading with this size, a simple 2x is not a large gap to fill. This is a 6-week competition. There will be ups and downs in the market. So even though Joe may be behind now, there's still plenty of time for him to make a comeback in this. And Market Mercenary actually moved up the ladder too. Market Mercenary was sitting at third place last week, and now they're currently in second. Let's check out their top 3 P&Ls to see how they're doing. Like 131K P&L. This is pretty sick, man. Total fee paid. Hey, and if for those who are new here, if you did not know, fees are super important. Not for all protocols, because that's how they gain their revenue, but specifically Adrena, because I would say 90% of revenue generated on Adrena goes back to holders of ALP. Sorry, not holders, stakers. You can't just hold ALP and ADX in your wallet and get any type of fee revenue. You need to stake both. Now, the longer you stake each of those assets, the more you'll get of fees. So if you have ADX chilling in your wallet or ALP, make sure you head on over to Adrena and go ahead and stake that, because you don't want to miss out on these fees. And this trading competition has drastically upticked fees. And I can show you guys that real quick before we jump back into the leaderboard. Go over to the modern page, and there's several stages to this. If you just go on light, if you scroll down, check out the leaderboard. Almost 100K of fees were generated yesterday. It's absolutely insane. Adrena's starting to cook. If I'm not mistaken, Adrena's putting out more fees. I think it's the top fee, third fee owner on the platform behind Jupe and Drift. Adrena was recently listed on DeFi Llama. The devs are working to get it where listed under the perps category, so you can get a better idea about exactly where it falls in. For those who don't know what DeFi Llama is, I can jump over and show you that real quick. Super, super important DeFi, a website that gives you kind of an overview of Solana DeFi. Right here, you can see all of the different DeFi protocols listed, and we're really trying to get listed under this perp. So like Dexes, where's Drift at? Like Drift. You'll see Drift on here. Like, of course, the major trading platforms on Adrena, on Solana are Jupe, #1 in perps, followed by Drift. Then I think it's Adrena, if I'm not mistaken. Then it's Zeta, and then Flash Trade. So those are the top 5 perps protocols. So, I'm sorry. I guess I wasn't sharing this one. My bad, guys. Yeah, it's just this page here, DeFi Llama. So let's jump back over to here. So now here's the fees. And then again, for the staking page, go ahead and here's like a breakdown of how much by the longer you lock stake, the more rewards that yield you'll get. Anyway, back to the competition. Now, going into yes, we're doing an overview. Let's check out Joe McCann's P&L so far. Man, this guy's this is a massive P&L, dude. Only down 12K. It's not bad at all. So he's up. Oh, sorry. Fees paid is only 12K. Yeah, you love to see it, but up 70K P&L. That's pretty sick. And then Market Mercenary, 195K P. That's insane, man. Hey, these guys are swinging around some insane size, dude. I only hope to be up there. As you can see, my little small trading wallet is rank 64 in the Abomination tier. It's okay. Your boy hasn't had much time to trade, but I definitely intend on trying to put my best foot forward so I can try to make my way up the Abomination tier. One of the last people I want to talk about before we move on to the discussing a little bit more about the Abomination tier is Bankless Sisters. I think we just talked about this, but Bankless Sisters, if I'm not mistaken, had the highest liquidation for last week, and currently #4. And his P&L's not too far behind. It's only 7,000 behind Joe. So, a little bit more trading. I think we'll see Bankless Sisters climb up. However, regardless, even if you don't place in top 3, the top 10 of each division will gain a prize at the end of the competition. So the fact that they're participating in this category is even more bullish. And also the fact that they're able to get rewarded at the end instead of just a couple people. And last but not least, let's talk about Primitive. Primitive was pretty pushing close to the top of the Leviathan leaderboard last week. I think he was like 5th and 6th, but currently dropped down. We'll see if he can make a comeback next week. A couple people I want to highlight in the Abomination division. Smalls 923. He was leading He dropped down to third, so I think he was like in first or second last week, but it's all right, not too far behind, only 6K. Again, crank up that leverage, and you can easily lap first or second place on one good trade. Hey, I know it's kind of a meme, but all it takes is one good trade, and I guess there's a lot of truth to that as well. Last but not least, let's check out the mutant category. Bonk is up to fourth. He was down in ninth place last week. Keep my eye out on Bonk. Mainly Bonk. Why not? You always got to keep your eye out on anybody or anything Bonk related, because I'm sure it will do numbers. And Bonk is holding true to his name, and only $400 behind third place. So there's a strong likely chance that he will catch up as well. And DS944 dropped down to fifth place from fourth place. I think Bonk overtook him. DS944 is in one of my trading groups. He might not be trading size, but in this competition, size does not matter. It's all about whether you can place highest within your category. So if you make it in the top three, it doesn't even matter. Like in the small divisions, like these guys aren't trading with a lot of size at all, but size is also relative. So in their case, it's like, $323 got you at the top tier of this, 40,000 at the end of the comp. At current pricing, ADX is 0.130 or 131. So that's still around $4,000. Like that's pretty massive, man. I'll take $4,000 any day of the week. But yeah, so that's pretty much, just the overview of the shifts of the competition. Currently, Line Stepper is in first place for this week with the top liquidation so far. Liquidated 39,000. Where did that happen at? 54x long on Sol at 242 2 days ago. Let's check out the chart. 2 days ago, 1219. 1219. Here, must have been 242. Yep, longed here, and then it went down a little bit. But even though that's not a huge move relative to how it's been moving, but it's just, again, trading on like 50x leverage on this. Of course, he got liquidated. It kind of sucks, but if you maybe lowered the liquidation a little bit more, he could have captured this upward move, which I'm pretty sure he thought about. But it's all good. Again, if he maintains the highest liquidation for this week, he'll get paid out 10,000 ADX. And last but not least, let's check out Up, see how they're doing. Sorry, 1 second, guys. I apologize. Yeah, okay, let's check out Up. Oh, man. Total PNL is down. Hey, that's a lot of PNL to be down, man. I ain't gonna lie. Relative to me, at least. But 20K trade, when did he make that? Boom. Here it is, right here. 230 to 236. Oh, that's a solid move right there on 100x leverage. Oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so these guys are currently in first place for the week. If you think you can, hopefully none of you guys get a bigger liquidation than this. We do not like to see that. However, if you are staking ALP and ADX, you will get some of the rewards back from these liquidations. But if you are watching this, I hope one of you guys can, compete for the leverage monster position and even get entered in one of these raffles. I'll be doing another video this week. Either later this weekend or early next week to go through how the process is again, just to make sure it's transparent as possible, because Adrena is all about transparency. But yeah, I think that is all I have for today, guys. This is a pretty short one. Maybe next week, if my co-host is back, we'll extend a little bit longer and talk a little bit more in depth about the market. But just wanted to give you a quick overview about the competition and see how things are going. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up on Twitter, or if you want to have more questions about the protocol, go ahead and join the Discord. The devs, again, are super, super responsive. They will answer any question that you may have about the protocol. But yeah, thank you, everybody.